own party. So there's a lot of distrust at the moment for Labour, and people are concerned if they get into government. So nothing at all really from them. But the Conservatives are just up in arms. They are in a complete mess. I felt sorry for David Jones, the guy who was sent to the husk. I really did. He seemed like quite a reasonable man, but no ideas. They're just covering their backsides now. They're just looking at what they can hold on to, and we've had so much trouble in our Fylde Coast. With just what's just happened with Mark Menzies. He's been kicked out. Well, he's gone now. But and then Scott Benton. We've not done too well with Conservative MPs in our area, so they are totally finished. I believe he's gone into hiding now. He's not been seen since that hustings. So yeah,
wow.
They're finished. They're finished locally. So what I'm looking to do is I'm asking the Tories to go out and vote for me and lend me their vote, because I'm the only hope. We can't have Labour in there, so I'm looking at the Tories to lend me their vote, help me out, get me in there. Just give me a 6 months trial. That's it. I'm not looking for, if you don't like me, get rid of me at Christmas. That's it.
I hear. What? Where are we at with the postal votes, Mark? Because that was always the deadline that you were aiming for, you were looking at. So the postal votes, where are we at? They have gone out, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. It's open today. So they went out over the last the day or two. I got some numbers. There's 15,000 gone out.
Right.
15,000, went out. So the postal voting is now open. So they will have been receiving today their postal votes back in the post. But I always get a bit nervous. This is, for me, I don't want to say that we've got a dodgy system, but I always get very nervous about the postal votes because I just don't trust it. It's open to be messed with.
Well, to be fair to you, up and down in certain parts of the country, it has been messed with in regard to people have raised concern, very, very serious concerns about that. So when you are out and about and you're meeting people that are saying we're going to vote for you,
favourite bit.
Right. I wonder how many of those will be voting for you on the day. I wonder, as you said, 15,000 postal votes have gone out. I suppose your prayer is that they will be voting for you. They're not going to be, bamboozled into quickly signing it and taking it by another party. Maybe they're still thinking about this, Mark. What are your thoughts?
I think it's time to hit them hard. And that, from what I can gather, and I'm hearing it from a lot of Tories, after what happened in 2019 with Boris, they want to hurt them. They want to hurt the Tories, the people who voted for them, and I was one of them, by the way. They really want to hurt the Tories. I think we're going to see. Well, we're at a tipping point, aren't we? Some people would say this is it. This is the turning point for the country. So it's going to be all down to the day. There's a lot of secret votes. There's a lot of people being shy about their votes as well. Not. I think if you remember in Brexit, there was a lot of that went on. People didn't want to say who they was going to vote for because they got a lot of grief from the other people on the opposition. So I'm hearing a lot of that as well. So there's a lot of people keeping quiet, which is very interesting, isn't it? A lot of people keeping a hush-hush about it. So I think we're not going to know really until the night of the count. I don't think anybody really knows. Labour, before I came into the running, Labour was very bold, giving out statements that they was going to win 90% chance, things like that. They've certainly piped down a little bit since I came into the fray. And from what I can gather, I'm taking votes from the Labour and from the Conservatives.
Okay, so do you think that their ground game, the Labour ground game, is always very, very good in regard to postal votes, the whole thing, door knocking, or whatever.
Machine.
How
Total machine.
how it right? How has it been for you? Door knocking, getting a team together on that front.
We've done well. We've done really well. We had 20 people out on Saturday and Sunday. We're doing brilliant, really. People have really supported me and got behind what I'm doing. So I'm not complaining about the help we've received on the ground. I've had more volunteers than I ever thought we would have. So we're just getting out. We're getting the message out, knocking on as many doors as we can, speaking to as many people as we can, and really just breaking through the idea that who are reform, what are reform, just getting past that point of just explaining who we are, what we stand for, what are our values, and what we're all about, really. And people just really take to that very, very well, especially when we show them the contract and the costings and talk about it in common sense ways for people to understand. Some of the questions and answers have just been fantastic. People are really engaging in politics. I thought people weren't interested in politics, but they really are.
I think it's really interesting when you say people aren't engaging. Do you think that's because they've got completely and utterly browned off since 2019, and now, but there's still engagement, as you've said, because they want to teach the government a lesson? Is that a fair point?
There's a protest vote coming here, and we've said it before, haven't we? It's gonna be bloody. The Conservatives are going to get annihilated. Now, right. If we can take this seat in Blackpool, if Reform win, if I can win this seat on the 2nd, then, as I've said before, and I'll say it again, you cannot underestimate that, because although Labour really heavily favour, the bookies are heavily favouring Labour, that could change overnight if we get a win here in Blackpool South. Those bookies odds will tumble overnight, and you'll see MPs scrambling to get across to Richard Tice's office, and they'll be begging him to come over.
It's very interesting, right? It's interesting because in our first interview, you said that. You said that if you win, there'll be councillors crossing over. You even said, could win 300 seats. Amazing.
Well, that'd be. Look, that's what Blackpool can do. It can basically set the foundations for a Reform Party government in the general election. That is where we are at right now with this. It's quite exciting.